Hello there. I apologize. Did I startle you? Well, good. You're a very perceptive apprentice. Mind if I join you in your meditation? Thank you. I have noticed you are feeling uneasy, as if your head is cloudy and disoriented. Tell me, what troubles you? You feel as if your mind is unclear. Perhaps I may be of assistance. Well, let's first clear your mind. Close your eyes and breathe. Don't breathe too deeply, but let the air fill your lungs. Empty your thoughts and focus solely on serenity. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. There. I sense you are feeling more at ease. I shall be silent for a while, but do not worry. Let me know when you need me. Now, tell me what troubles you. No, I do not mind. You have my full attention, apprentice. You feel conflicted with yourself? Ah, I see. You've been struck with self-doubt, and it's eating away at you like a carrion bird. You'll need to discover the source. Well, there were many obstacles you had to overcome to get to where you are now. Does one in particular stand out to you? One of the trials? Ah, yes. They were very daunting tasks. It must be stressful on your mind and body. Do you know which trial in particular? So you do know. The trial of the spirit. Testing the spirit is to look inside oneself. Oftentimes, we aren't pleased with what we find. Basically, we look at a mirrored image of ourselves. There will be something that looks out of place, that disgusts us, that makes us fear ourselves. But that's the purpose of the trial. In order to face your greatest enemy, yourself. You had completed the trial, but it seems to have left an invisible scar on you. Please, why haven't you come to me with this? Oh? You think you should carry on your own burdens? Hear me, listener. There are the trials and the tribulations that one must face alone, but the struggles in between can break even the bravest and benevolent of beings. These sorts of things require aid from an external source. You may think that you can handle anything the universe can throw at you, but all life needs guidance. The insects that need to bond for protection, the plants that rely on the light of the stars, the child that follows and obeys the parent, the student that learns from the teacher. You are not opposed to helping others. Even before you came here, you kept the orphans from starving and your fellows from going homeless. When we met, you offered me a place to stay during that dreadful storm. Yet, you push away from everyone that wishes to help you, even those you have aided previously. Why? Ah, I see. The trial has revealed more than just yourself now, hasn't it? You think that the emotions and the problems that you have are unsolvable. Well then, one step at a time. Close your eyes again. No questions. Just close your eyes and we will get through this with meditation. Concentrate on flushing out these negative thoughts. Clear your mind. Focus on my voice. Breathe. In and out. You don't need to breathe deeply, just calmly. Let your surroundings steady you. I will be silent for a little bit. Just focus on your surroundings. Try not to move around too much. You are doing wonderfully. Do you feel your mind clearing up? Good. Keep it up. And we'll be silent for a while. You're shaking. Do not worry. Remember your purpose, your goal and virtue. What sets you on your path to what you choose to be? Not dictated by morals and philosophy, but by listening and deciding what is best in the most powerful way to give back to the universe. Remember why I have brought you here. To listen and adopt my teachings into your way of thinking. Remember the code we follow. Shall I go over it again? It's imperative that you remember the code, so I have no issue in repeating it to you. Very well then, repeat what has been said and remember. We should still be relaxed. Flowing through all, there is balance. There is no peace without a passion to create. There is no passion without peace to guide. Knowledge stagnates without the strength to act. Power blinds without the serenity to see. There is freedom in life. There is purpose in death. The Force is all things, and I am the Force. Remember these words well, listener, for they will help you in maintaining balance, not only while you train, but as you live your life. I can sense you are reinvigorated. It must be the code. And you are a Grey Jedi. We belong to neither the light nor the darkness. You may seem to stand alone, but you are not. There are others here that share your abilities and knowledge. You have me to teach you, and of course, the Force will guide you when you're at your most vulnerable. Now then, back to meditation. Relax. I sense you're tensing up again. Breathe. You have questions, I can answer some, but only if you keep relaxed. Go ahead. Yes, the light and dark sides are a necessity. They are the equals that keep the Force in balance. But the Force users from both overstep themselves. They tend to wage war often. Too many times do they let their emotions flow freely, and innocents get hurt. Many times has the galaxy been drenched in darkness, and in light only to be brightened and dimmed again. The Jedi are not necessarily evil. They show compassion and love, despite their purity. But they wouldn't really accept what we teach here. We use the powers the Force grants us to help others and protect the peace against the warmongers and pirates. Some may think that we use dark side powers to better ourselves, but our link to the light is what keeps us from becoming Sith or Dark Jedi. The Jedi focus on being void of all emotion, but it usually fails. You can't instruct beings, especially humans, to not have feelings. It's natural to feel compassion, shed tears, fall in love, or become angered. It's not to say to let your emotions get the better of you. The Sith fully embrace their anger and hate to make themselves stronger. Their victories is what grants them power, but anything less results in their destruction. Why the apprentice overcomes the master? The chains that hold the monster are broken, but without them, the beast can only do so much before it's eaten by another. There's always a bigger fish. We should resume our meditation. You prefer to hear my voice while you relax? Such a strange request. I do not mind, but I don't know what else to talk about, unless you have more questions. Tell you a story? Don't be absurd. You're tensing up again. Storytelling isn't one of my strong suits. You'll have to go to the master for his fables. I suppose listening to me speak is helping you overcome your self-doubt. Very well. I shall enthrall you, just this once. I do have a story, but it's a rather short one, at least for the moment. I'm not sure you'll be able to enjoy it. Now close your eyes and only focus on my story. Now then. Long ago, on a far-off planet, there lived a young girl, a young maiden with flowing white hair and silvery eyes. Her name was Linda Tirius. She had loving parents that cared for her. She was also gifted with being Force-sensitive. But she needed a teacher to help her learn her powers. One day, Lyndon was playing in a field when a mysterious stranger came across her path. The stranger was tall, wearing a brown cloak that covered mostly everything except his eyes. Dark eyes that seemed to pierce right through her. He then asked her for directions, and as the girl pointed to where he needed to go, the stranger suddenly grabbed her and pushed her to the side. After recovering, she looked up and saw the stranger dueling with another cloaked figure. But this person was wrapped in black cloth and surrounded by an aura of unnatural dread. A slurry of green and red light shined between the two. For a moment, the newcomer turned to look at Lyndon, and in that moment, she felt cold and started to shiver. I can sense you are beginning to shiver, listener. Relax. Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. Perhaps I should stop. Well, if you insist, but please try to keep calm. You're still meditating. Where was I? Ah, yes. The figure cloaked in black glared towards the girl, while wielding a flame of blazing red. In a flash, the stranger sent a dark figure tumbling down the small hill. Then he sauntered towards her, picked her up and ran. Lyndon was dazed by what just happened, and by the strength of the stranger. He ran for what seemed like miles, never stopping or even slowing down, keeping a steady pace until he was certain they weren't followed. He then stopped by a riverbed and dropped her gently. She watched her rescuer walk towards the water and drink from it. After he had finished, He took Linden by the hand and led her home. There, her parents met the strange hero, who introduced himself as Dale Pem. He was the Jedi sent to find Linden and to help teach her of the ways of the Force. He felt in her a potential to find balance and be the beacon of light for so many those like her. Linden felt compelled to join the Jedi and learn the ways to understand the Force. But before she could leave, Master Pem instructed her to sit and listen to understand the ways of the Force and the Jedi. As she listened, she felt the life of her plane. Every blade of grass, every creature, every rock formation, every drop of water felt as if she could physically touch. Then, she saw the clouds above and beyond, stars peeling over and revealing light that streaked throughout the galaxy. Just as she was returning to Master Pem's teachings, she felt a threat closing in, and her Jedi Master quickly sprang into action. As she watched, she saw clearly the hate that emanated from the dark figure, the yellow eyes on a twisted face with gritted teeth. Her Master Pem was soon bested and pushed aside. Fear and darkness began to surround Linden, but then she remembered how the Force flowed through her, and so she summoned up as much strength as she could. The Sith attacker lunged towards her, but Linden dodged. Again and again the enemy swung his lightsaber, and she leapt aside. Sometimes she jumped higher than she could have ever thought possible, even over the head of the assailant. She kept leaping until she lost her balance and fell. Her Jedi protector jumped back into the fight, just as the Sith tried to strike again. Soon, the attacker was beaten and fled. Linden was in tune with the Force, and her mentor could sense it as well. With that, Linden said her goodbyes to her parents and promised to return home. Then she ventured out into the space and joined her newfound friend and master in her quest to become a Jedi. The end. Oh? You enjoyed the story? Better than Master's fables? You are very kind, listener. I thank you. Naturally, you probably have some questions. Yes, I was telling a story about myself. My real name is Linden Tyrius, but you know me as Master Vandalin. Dale Pem was my master, and he was a good friend. Yes, well, that story will have to wait. It's getting dark, and I have to get back to the other students. Are you feeling any better now? Well, good. I'm glad I was able to help you. Just remember, trust in the Force. There is compromise and consequence. Don't let your thoughts betray you. Let your mind and spirit flush out any negativity, and give pause when your emotions reach your voice. You are beautiful to me, listener. Your presence alone gives me confidence in my teachings as master. Without you, this place may have never been possible. Please, let me or anyone else know if you have any more internal struggles. May the Force be with you, listener.